Welcome back to another episode of Accelerate the Great. I'm your host, Nehemiah Davis, and today I got a super duper special guest with you. This man is responsible for so many incredible IG accounts all around the world. Super growth hacker, super entrepreneur, game changer, world traveler, influencer. And today I get the opportunity to bring CEO of online CEO and probably several other companies, Josue Pena, on the line. What's up, good brother?
Thank you for having me. That was like an awesome intro. I don't think I've heard like a better intro than that. So thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor being here.
No, got to do it right, man. Got to do it right. I was reading a recent LinkedIn post you put up, and I know a lot of people talk about making money, but how important is it in building your brand? Because that's something that will last you forever. So I wanted to kind of jump into that, and then we'll jump into your story.
Sure thing. Yeah. So, I mean, building the brand is everything, especially your personal brand, because I believe is the only thing that you have that will not go away. Like, you know, it's like literally until the day you die. Like, yeah, I can go tomorrow and like enter fitness or whatever the case may be. And I know a certain percentage of my audience will follow me wherever I go because they like me as a person. So if you're able to have people that know, like, and trust you, you'll be set. So it's extremely important. Like the companies, even like, you know, if you're e-commerce or whatever, the companies who take the approach of branding and understanding the psychology and the customer avatar and all that stuff, then those are the ones who win in the long term, you know? So.
And I agree with that. So many of us, we be so focused on the money short term that we forget about our reputation. We forget about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, because some of the biggest brands, like you said, they've really set up that solid foundation, and now, you know, it's growing. But also you got people who are literally building a brand and building massive companies in a year or 2 or 3 from building their brand as well. So
yeah, like people think like branding, it takes, you know, 10 years now. Not in today's day and age. Like before, maybe, I don't know. But, you know, I've been in this quote unquote as successful or whatever, like a year. So people started noticing me and like recognizing me a year ago. And that's when it started, the whole branding play taking off. So it hasn't even been that long. So people think like 10 years. No, I'm not talking about 10 years. It's, you know, put in the work for 365 days and you'll be good.
Wow. So for you, before that year, because a lot of people, hey, you've been growing in a year, you got the 2 Comma Club, you build $1 million businesses, like you're doing your thing, but how much time were you putting in up to that point? Because a lot of times people don't see those days, right?
Yeah,
so,
no, like a lot.
About your story. You know, give us how you kind of got in this industry and how you got to this point.
So for me, it was kind of different than most people because I wanted to become a professional soccer player. It wasn't to make money or whatever. And I come from the Dominican Republic. English is not my first language. You can probably notice that because I stutter with my words and whatnot. So I lived in DR until I was 22. I'm 26 now. And I was playing soccer since I was like 13, 14. Dream to become a pro. And then I saw social media as like a vehicle to get to the pro, to use as leverage, basically. So that's what I did. In 2011, 2012, that's when I started. And then, you know, struggled for 4 or 5 years, 0 results whatsoever, broke as a joke. And then in 2016, I decided to take a $2,000 loan, get a course, started listening to Russell Brunson, Mitchell Harper. Things started taking off. I actually got the chance to become a pro. And then I said no. So I actually got the dream that I was wanting for over 10 years. I said no to that. Because I realized the opportunity that was in front of me. But then it was, you know, I started, you know, making good money or whatever, but nothing like crazy. And in 2017, almost lost it all, had to build it back up again. And then in 2018, when things just started picking up very, very quickly. And we went from like $10,000 a month with about 2 to 3K profit to over $100,000 a month in a 90-day period. Wow. So it was like just 10x the business in like a 90-day period. And then from there, it's just been crazy. And in the last 365 days, we've done close to $3 million in sales. So it's been an insane ride, definitely.
So what's the mindset switch? Because I know we had a lot of people here listening who are looking to go from 6 to 7, then 7 to 8. When you went from the 10,000 a month to 100K a month, is like, for me, when that happened to me, I was kind of like, I still feel regular. I'm like,
Yeah, I know.
it feels the same for me personally. So for you, what is the mindset shift you think you need to have in order for it to happen? And then how do you sustain it?
Yeah. For me personally, like, I still don't believe it because, you know, like, it feels so surreal to me. It's like now it's like just you see numbers come through. It's like you're just seeing like an Excel sheet. You like numbers don't make, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it. Before it was like, I don't know. It's surreal. So it's a weird feeling, especially for me, because I mean, like $10,000 a month, still for me today, it's a lot of money. Like $10,000 a month is still to me a lot of money to earn. But $10,000 to spend is not a lot. So it's, I don't know. It's just like a surreal feeling. It's kind of hard to explain. But basically for me to get to that point, it was all about focus and networking. So those only two things. For obviously, first, you got to develop a skill set that people want to pay for. That's an obvious part of the equation.
And now I don't know. I don't think it's obvious because a lot of people don't focus on the skill set. So
I
want to put some emphasis on that. Develop a skill set, right?
Yeah.
I think that's
I mean, the amount of money you make is a direct proportion on how much your skill is worth. For example, McDonald's, right? How much flipping burgers is worth, right? Meaning how much skill do you actually need to flip burgers? Well, you need a brain and two hands or a hand or half a hand, right? And that's why you get paid $10 an hour. As an engineer, I'm an engineer, right? By degree. As an engineer, you get paid, you know, in DR, in here in the States, it's a 6-figure salary. In DR, it wasn't even close. That was like $300 a month, which is ridiculous. But assuming it's here, right? You need obviously a little more brain capacity. You need more skills, and that's why you get paid more. In the terms of like your own business, sales, marketing, stuff like that, you got to develop a skill set that actually people want to pay for. So in my case, it was Instagram marketing, and that's kind of what I got known for and what people started paying me. So what I did was just focus on that. Like I just only focus on Instagram. We do webinars, chatbots, email marketing, the whole shebang, right? We do everything, but people don't know me for everything. People just know me for Instagram. If I was competing with like the Facebook ad agency and the webinar people and the copy and the email and like all these different things, like I will be just like competing with everybody else except in just my one lane. And then I can just upsell people later on, right? So I just focused, developed that skill set, focus on one thing. And that's when things went from $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month in 90 days because I only focused on one thing and just hammered it over and over and over and over again and just went for the people who actually wanted that one thing. So that was it. And then from there, I realized that in order to keep growing, you got to build a team and you got to build systems and stuff like that because you can't build an empire alone. That's impossible. So I realized, I still work a lot, but I was working like tirelessly and like a lot with headaches and things were not moving forward. I was just losing my mind. And it was basically all by myself. So I decided to, bring people on board, hire team members, and build that real infrastructure that actually sustain the growth. Because if you're growing that fast, like things are going to break. And personally, for me, when you're on a service business or what doesn't matter what kind of business you're in, like when the delivery portion is being hurt, you don't like it. Personally, I hate it, because is my name attached to that, and my name is worth more than anything. So when people are like, oh, like your service is not working as promised, meaning 100% of what you said is working 80%, I don't like that. So I'm like, so when you were growing that fast, your delivery is going to get hurt, and there's no ways to get around it. But the only way to get around that is to build a team member. So team members, and that's basically what I did, and how I've been able to kind of like balance the growth.
I think you said something else that was super duper important. You mentioned networking. Like literally, we were on this podcast, guys. So we were in the hallway. I seen Pena come down. We started chatting. I started chatting with Dex. We started chatting with Ernest, and I'm like, bro, we gotta stay in touch. Let me get you on the podcast. I would love to get even more people to hear about your message and support you and everything you got going on. 2-3 months later, hey, we're on a podcast, right? And then I interviewed several of your other friends. But the power, here's the thing that I realized, like the highest ROI it is in Instagram is not real estate, it's your relationships. Because this friendship may last however long we're here. That's invaluable to me. So a lot of times I try to tell people, you should focus on building those relationships. So as you mentioned, networking, what's some key components you use when building your network and kind of giving someone else a suggestion to do the same?
Yeah. So again, first develop a skill set. That's again, I just come back to that one because that's the leverage point, right? So for me, right, last year, I was right before the ClickFunnels event of 2018. That's when I was making 10 grand a month. I went to the ClickFunnels event, 90 days later, 100K a month. What was the thing that changed? The ClickFunnels event, right? The networking. So it's for me, it's pretty obvious, right? But what I did was, right, leading up to that, I put in the work in the ClickFunnels group, right? Providing a ton of value for free. Every single time I saw somebody ask a question, I would just answer for free. And like, that's just like a short answer. It was like a course in a text. Like, hey, like you got to do this is why, da, 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 da. So I just like broke it down. Like, and I went to YouTube videos and like everywhere I could, I would just like pour just value bombs on people for free. And then people started noticing and like, who's this guy? And I was networking online, right? That was the first part. Then I got, for example, invited to the ClickFunnels event where they broke the world record, the bubble soccer thing. I don't know if you saw that. That's where I met
Boise.
In Boise, yeah. That's where I met a ton of like people in the ClickFunnels community. That was my first quote unquote exposure to those kind of people. And then from that little event, I got invited 6 months later, right before the ClickFunnels, to a master cruise with Brandon Poulin, Lady Boss, like all the big guys. I was there. I'm like, how the heck did I get in this circle? Like in the first place, like I was like, they're making like ridiculous amount of money every single day. I'm here like making 10 grand a month and 200K profit. And like these guys have like millions of like, I don't know. It was surreal to me. But the reason why I was there, it was because of my skill set. It wasn't because of how much money I made. It wasn't because of like, I don't know. It was because of the skill set, and I guess they like me as a person, right? And I was just providing value for free. I thought about the relationship first, meaning like building really meaningful relationships without expecting anything in return, and knowing that by simply being surrounded with people of that level, something was going to rub off me. Like everybody says, like you're the average of the 5 people you're surrounding yourself with. That is true, but you also got to think that the person next to you is thinking the exact same thing. So if you don't have a skill set that you bring to the table, the person next to you, John next to you, thinking I'm the average of the 5 people I'm surrounded with. If Josue up in here doesn't have any skill set whatsoever, why would I hang out with Josue in the first place? Like that makes 0 sense. So Josue's not going to be in that circle. So Josue needs to develop a skill set. So that's what I did, right? And then in the ClickFunnels event, that's exact. I just networked, provided value for free. 90 days later, I hit up the same people. And they just refer client after client after client after client. I was doing a ton of work for people for free in order for them to get a testimonial. And then that led to clients from that, and obviously then referrals. And then everything just like started snowballing. And now it's kind of crazy. So, yeah.
It's like, it's crazy you say it, but I speak so much on, when you say free, I call it giving your gift away. Like if you are so good at something, it's not work for you to go give your service away for free to select people because you know the value that you're going to bring to them. And so many people have given me their gift away for free that I now hire them. Now they work for me. Like just because like my salesman, he just for years wanted to work with me. Now he closed all our sales for us, but it was like, I'll do this for free for you. And I had him do it for months, but now he's getting paid every week because it's for free. And the same thing with me. I pay a lot of people now because they gave something away for free. But so many of us, we missed that mark on networking. We missed the mark on wanting to give something away for free. Because
and in my case, I was going on the negative to give away for free. So like to provide a service, you obviously have cost involved, right? So for me, it was like a couple of grand a month per client. And I was giving away, like, so I was making like, here's how it was. I was making 10 grand a month between 2 to 3 clients that were paying, right? And then I would use the 10 grand and put it back in to service other clients for free. So I was like, it was just like money came in, money came out, money came in, money came out. But I knew I had like a total of, let's say 10 clients. 3 of them or 4 of them were paid, and the ones that were paid were funding the rest that were free. That's how it was. And that, like, obviously the ones that were free were big people, and some of them gave me testimonials, some didn't. Some of them became clients, some didn't. Some of them decided to just, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, I'm giving you something for free. Whatever. It was a gamble. I took a gamble, and it was like a 50-50 chance. You get some clients, like some big people who are douchebags. That's the honest truth. They're douchebags. And you don't get anything from them. But they're in the back of the head, like, oh, Josue gave me something for free, so I kind of owe him, right? So they still have that little thing inside them. But then there's some people who are actually grateful and like just, man, like Josue is giving me all this stuff for free. Why he's doing that? Like I'm just like want to reciprocate. So that's how I did it. And I thought long term, I wasn't thinking of the penny that I can earn today. I was thinking of the dollar that I can earn tomorrow, and it paid off tremendously. And that I scraped. Like it was struggle, like obviously at the beginning, but now it's like people like hit me up left and right, and I'm like I can't even take them on leads, and people have hit me up. So it's been crazy. But again, it's only 365 days. 365 days.
Put your head down for 365 days. Build a skill set, network, focus, and grind. And I think that's going to be that decision maker for a lot of people. That's going to change their entire life.
Yeah. And for me, like when people say like, oh, but I have, I get it. Like for me, in my case, like my bills were very, very low. Like, so people are like, oh, but I have like the house and like the car. I'm like, why won't you sell the house? Or why wouldn't you like stop paying the freaking house? Why you need like such a big house? Like move in with your parents. If you're not willing to move in back with your parents, like you don't want it bad enough, like then get a cheaper car. Then like you can get a car for like a few grand and that's it. And so it's for me, it's like, I don't know. I came from a third world country and like no excuses for me is like, obviously there's some cases that you're like, like that person had it like worse or whatever. But for me, it's like my freaking light went out and like my water, I would go out of the shower with soap in my head. And like, I had to like dry it out like my towel. So, and I would like, no, but there was always food on the table, roof over my head and clothes to wear. But I wasn't wealthy. Like my parents were like average Joes and they were not, balling by any means. And I was making $300 a month, $300 to $400 a month as an engineer after I graduated from a 4-year degree over there. So it's like, I don't know. People complain way too much, in my opinion.
It's crazy you say it because people, when I go overseas, I've been in 54 countries, so I do a lot of traveling. And I notice a lot of times people just in the streets, like they're hustling because unlike the States, it ain't no public assistance. It ain't no welfare, like we're going to take care of you. They have to go out from a young age and all they know is go make it happen. So I believe that happening to you kind of put that dog in you, like I got it.
Yeah. I gotta hunt or I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's true. I mean, from an early age, I don't even know what's it called, allowance, when parents give you money per week. I never had that thing, like ever. You know how I did like my money? I will go. So I had an uncle in New York. Every Christmas, he will send presents back, right? And I collected presents from like, I don't know, ages. So when I was like 13, 14, I was like, I need to make money. Like, I want to buy, like back then it was like video games, like PlayStation. I want to have a PlayStation, right? I'm like, all right, my parents cannot buy me one. There's not enough money. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I got to figure out. And my dad didn't allow me to work either. So he was like, no, you're not working. You're studying. I'm like, okay, like I can't work. I need to make money. They're not giving me money. What the heck am I going to do? So I'll literally just go to the closet, find toys that I didn't use, and put it in a site called Mercado Libre, which is like the eBay of back then. I will just take pictures with my dad's camera, post them online in this like little website or whatever. It was just like Craigslist, I would say, and then sell it. That's what I did in order to make. I was like 12. And I remember that back, I'm connecting the dots now, like after several years, right? And I'm like, man, like that actually developed some kind of skill when it came to sales and I don't know, marketing, I guess. So, because I had like no idea what I was doing. I was just like putting a random item and just posting it there and just trying to sell it. So
that's dope. So I want to talk a little bit about your specialty. I know your specialty, like you said, is a lot of things you do, but specifically Instagram growth marketing. And right now, everybody want to build their pages. And I know it's more than just putting up good posts and hashtags. What is the number one way or a few ways to build your page right now? And then I want to talk all about monetizing it. Because for me, and my buddy called me the other day, like, I'm like, bro, your page looking good. You making any money? Like, nah, bro, I ain't making nothing. Like, I'm okay with my page not looking great if I'm making some money, right? So he's like, yo, you gotta teach me how to make money with your page. So first, how do you grow it? Then how do you make money with it?
Yeah. I mean, it's people forget that Instagram is just a traffic source and they just they focus so much on the freaking pretty pictures, they forget about the end goal.
Right.
It's like having a Ferrari without any gas. You can't go anywhere with the freaking Ferrari with no gas, right? So in order to get the Ferrari, aka make the page look good and grow it, in my opinion, there's a couple of ways that you need to do. The easiest thing you can do is just market research. So just model success, just reverse engineer what other people are doing in your space that is working. So for example, let's say you have a personal brand, right? And you are a speaker or something like that, right? Who are the top people in your niche? Maybe it's Dan Lok, who is actually one of my clients, just FYI. Or Gary Vee or Ty Lopez or whatever the people, right? Just see what they're doing and just model it. Like if you can, if you have an e-com store or a brand, right? That's not necessarily your face behind the brand. Just like if you're in fitness, search the influencers that are in fitness and just see what content is working for them and just model it. You can obviously reshare content like as simple as that. If it, a BPP, a best performing post, a post that went viral, just see what it did. If you want to create original content, do exactly that. If you want to reshare it and just tag the original creator. That's totally fine. And your page will, by just simply doing that, it will work for them, it will work for you. Like that's it. Obviously hashtags, just see what hashtags they're using and see if you can rank in those hashtags. Typically, you should be able to use hashtags anywhere from 200,000 users to 900,000 users and you will be good to go. But just see what they're doing and just simply do it and exactly the same thing. Like just, if you do this with 10, 20, 30 accounts, you are going to start to see patterns in your industry. If you are in a weird niche like mini pigs, I had a client in freaking selling pigs. What he did, let's see what pets, like the pet niche, okay, like the mini pig niche, which is the smallest one. Well, there's probably not that many pages in that niche. Okay, let's go up a level. Pets, right? Pets. Okay, let's see what pet stuff is out there. So when we start seeing, okay, like this content works and whatnot, and then we just simply start modeling success. From there, we see what hashtags are they putting out, the bio, what captions are they using, what call to actions are they doing in the Instagram stories. So those little things that you think are not important are, because it's like an engine. It's not like there's no silver bullet on Instagram. There's not. But the combination of everything is what moves the engine and moves everything forward. So start thinking of doing the market research first and then moving forward. This is what I call like the 4 pillars, right? Market research, content, consistency, and networking. And then, for example, after you do the market research, it's like a domino effect. What content you should post, which is the second pillar, you already know because you did the market research. Well, third pillar, consistency. How many posts are they should you post? Well, you already know because you did the market research. And usually the most time you post, the more you grow. But you already know because you're seeing 20, 30 accounts that are posting 3 times a day. Well, how many times a day should you post? Well, 3 times a day, right? And then networking. Well, who are the people that you are going to network with? Who are the people that you are going to partner up or promote each other or pay, right, for shout outs or whatever? Well, you just research them because you did the market research. So again, the most important step is that you need to understand how your market works. And this applies like for any business. If you want to launch a new product, what's the first thing you do? You search other companies with the same freaking product. So same thing on Instagram. Like just do the market research. Like it's not that hard. Like if you're in fitness, type in #fitness and go down the rabbit hole and see 20, 30 accounts that are in the fitness industry, that are influencers, that are big, and that are in similar space that you are. That's it. So that's how you grow on a simple basis, basically.
That's a major key, though, because a lot of the times, Josue, I think we overcomplicate it, right? Something simple. Literally, go re-engineer what's working for someone else, duplicate it, and you should get similar success if you stay consistent. But yep. I think the thing with a lot of us is not the consistent piece. We do it once and we don't get the results. We do it for a week, we don't get the results. I want to just put a premise on it, guys. 365 days. Imagine if you stay consistent for 365 days on developing the skill set, networking, doing the market research, and applying the information. I believe you'll grow tremendously.
Oh yeah, no, and it's not 365 days doing the exact same thing every day. By the way, just FYI, it's like I do something today, tomorrow I see the result that had, and if it's not what I wanted or like something that can improve, I improve it and do it the next day. Then the following day, I analyze it and see what did I improve and what effect did it had versus the prior day. Okay, perfect. Did it have a better result or a worse result? It had a worse result. Okay, I got to go back and then pivot again. And did it have a better result? Okay, this thing worked. Let's do it again. And then you start seeing and you start doing it over and over again. And then 365 days later, you are you have pivoted, or you have variables of 365 variables that you didn't have at the beginning. And now you're understanding the market from a whole different perspective. Your eye, like on Instagram specifically, right? You're able to pinpoint and see content and see, all right, this content work because X, Y, Z, PDQ. And that one doesn't work because this, and that. And then this is the content I should create. This is this, like, you start seeing things in a different perspective, and a different level than 365 days prior, right? So it's as simple as just doing the work consistently, pivoting as you go, not just being like a dumbass and just like beating like a caveman on the rock, just like pounding over and over again. No, okay, like I'm chopping a tree, right? I chop it this way. Okay, no, this is not working. Okay, let's shake the axe. All right, let's chop it on this way. Okay, that didn't work. Let's go back. Okay, and then that's why how you pivot and start seeing what's working and what's not. It's not just pounding on the exact same way for 365 days, because that's just being stupid.
Yeah, that makes sense. And for you, you said something key, and I think a lot of people are going to go through it. Like, we're in the process of just getting more employees and team members as well. Yeah. You said something key, the delivery, like delivering the end product. So the sale was one thing, but making sure the customer experience, making sure they're getting the product, making sure, like you said, not 80%, but 100%. So how quickly were you able to onboard team members, or with some, not quickly, but with some keys to developing a good team that you use to, people around you? Like, are these out of town? Are these people close to you? Just a little bit on that.
Yeah. So right now our entire team is virtual. We have about 14 people, and it's all virtual. So it's about distributed anywhere from like United States, Mexico, and Dominican Republic, also Holland and Philippines. But technically those are more VAs, but full in-house team members, United States, in Chicago, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. So what I've done is I've tried to hire mainly from my own community. That was my first hire. It was Isabella, and she's amazing. I got lucky, honestly, because I had no idea what I was doing. But what I did was just hire from inside my own community. So I build your brand, build your personal following, because not only you'll make more money, but you'll attract people who want to work with you, right? So what I did was just post and say, hey, like, I'm looking for an assistant, somebody that works, an executive assistant who's thinking of staying long-term. I don't want some overnight, like, one night stand kind of stuff. Like, I want a long-term relationship, right? In the business side of things, just FYI. And like, that's what I did. I got lucky, she applied, I hired her, and that's kind of how I started. From there, then I started creating system, like through, one of my mentors is Alex Sharfin, when it comes to like hiring process and stuff like that. Now I work with Amber Morningstar, who's my acting COO. And basically what we did is creating a hiring process where people come in, they're vetted, they got an interview, we do assessment on their personality, they see the culture, they basically, like, everything needs to fit right in order for them to work with us. At the beginning, it was just like crazy. It was like, oh, you're good at this? Hire, and that was a mistake. Obviously, at the beginning, you got to make those mistakes, I guess. But it was a mistake because those people might not have been the best culture fits. Then they leave. You have invested, months and a lot of money into them. And then they leave, you have turnaround. That's just a pain in the butt. That's like the worst part, honestly. You buy, for example, I probably invested in a couple of employees like $5,000 in like 6 months. And it's not about the $5,000. I don't care about the $5,000. It's about the 6 freaking months. I cannot get those 6 months back, right? And I'm like, man, like it sucks because now this turnaround, they leave for whatever reason. And now I'm like, I don't have the position. I got to train somebody again. I probably got to invest another $5,000 plus 6 months. So it's like, crap, So now, basically the hiring process is a lot slower because I want to make sure that I hit it out of the park every single time with every single person. Because obviously if we do that right, then the delivery of the product and service we have will be top notch and the clients won't suffer. Because, for example, if a team member leaves, then I have to come into that position and do the work myself until we find somebody else, or somebody else needs to come into that position. And then it just becomes a headache. So basically last year, right, I dialed back the agency. It was growing extremely quickly. I dialed it back because it was ridiculous. We did like $400,000 in 10 days. And I was like, I quit everything. I stopped selling completely in the best month of the year, December. I didn't sell a single thing in December because I was scared. I'm like, if I keep selling, my delivery is going to be hurt. And then my reputation is going to be hurt. And nobody's going to buy from me. And probably I over-exaggerated in my head, but I stopped selling completely in December, which is probably not the best decision. But having said that, we still did like close to $2 million last year. Like when a year prior, we were doing like 100, like that. Like, so it's, you know, we 20x the business in like a year. But the delivery process is, in my opinion, extremely important. Like now, like I just got a message from a client. He's paying $6,000 a month, right? And he's like, I've never had such amazing customer service. I'm like, we're just answering your questions. Like, we're not doing anything amazing. Like, but I'm like, I appreciate it. Thank you. And I agree. Like our team members right now are just A players, every single one of them. And the clients are happy. So that's, for me, that's the most important part. Students are happy, like they're getting results. Clients are happy. And for me, that's the best feeling ever, that you know that your product and service is helping and bringing value to the market, you're impacting people, and that they're happy with it. That's, for me, is the best. When I get like a dispute on PayPal or chargeback on Stripe, I get it like once a month, but it annoys the heck out of me so freaking much. Not because I have to invest time into actually resolving it, but more because that person, for whatever reason, decided that my stuff didn't work, and I gotta find out why. And then when it's just bull crap, I gave him more pissed because it's their fault, not mine. Anyways, I'm rambling here, but basically the delivery is
so definitely hire slow, fire fast, or because you want to avoid firing, but making sure you get that right cultural, everything fit. Because that's me. I'm like, we're growing. We got to bring on new people. So I know we need to focus on building a better structure and bringing them on to make sure it's in total alignment. Because like you said, if I got to spend time training you, that's a lot of time and energy that we're working on.
Especially when it's like a more complicated role, like copywriting or media buying, or it's not like, customer service, you can train easier, I guess. But if it's something like copywriting, man, you invest like $5,000 in somebody to train in copywriting, and then they leave. Oh my goodness.
Copyright, no joke, man. Jeez. Serious. Hey, did you ever read that book, Ray Edwards, Copy That Sells?
No, I read Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy.
Oh yeah, well, he's the GOAT, right?
Yeah, exactly. yeah. And I bought several copywriting courses as well. So, but I mean, if you're able, in my opinion, like for example, build a solid foundation when it comes to your skill, put it out to the market, get people get known for that skill, you will definitely attract people. And like people are like, oh, how can I make more money? Well, are you selling? Yeah, like how can I make more sales? Sell more. Like, how can I monetize my Instagram? Are you pitching? Are you telling people what you have? And they're like, oh, no, because, I don't want to get rejected. Or I don't know. People might feel like, well, I'm like, okay.
I do that all the time. I'm like, yo, I go look on somebody's page like, man, I need more business. I go look on their page. I don't see anything that remotely asking for a sell, asking for an offer. It is okay to sell. You can't serve someone without offering the product or service that you offer to somebody. Like you're doing a disjustice to yourself and to the client for not giving them the opportunity to support you and get value out of what you're offering to them.
Yep, that is, I couldn't agree more. And it's like, for example, this applies in 90% of cases, right? If you go out to a bar and you see a girl, more than likely, as a guy, the girl will not talk to you first. You, as a guy, need to go out there and ask, and like flirt with her or court her, right? Like she's not gonna do the opposite. Like very few people or very few clients are gonna come to you and say, "Hey, take my money." Very few of them. You gotta go out there, provide value, and ask for the sale. Same way you do in dating. Like the girls don't typically go out there to hunt for guys. Like guys typically are the ones that go out there and ask for it, but this is the exact same way. Yeah.
And so we're about to bring it to a close. I wanted to just hear any, if you was to lose it all tomorrow, what would you do first? Not
to lose it all tomorrow,
but if you were to lose it all tomorrow and you like, man, I got to start from the ground zero, what's the first thing you would do?
I mean, I did it. I mean, okay, the question is, do I have the assets in terms of audience that I have right now, or I lost that all as well, and I just have and mindset.
You lost the audience, but you got the skill set.
Okay, perfect. All right. That is different because when I lost it all, I still had the audience. That was different. But so basically, what would I do right now? Well, I will literally just go to the newspaper, the local newspaper, the radio, go out there, like when you're out there getting groceries, see billboards, and just write every single business that is advertising there, I would just write it down, right? I would write it down, and I would just call them up. Hey, I noticed your billboard ad. How much are you paying for that? Oh, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. How much business is that actually bringing you? Oh, 100 cars a day see it. I'm like, that's cool. You actually want to use, put 10 grand in and get 20 grand out? That would be cool. Yes. How will you do it? Well, Instagram marketing, maybe. Cool. Close. That's it. I would just keep. That's what I would do.
How simple that is, though.
Yeah, it is. It's like building an agency, like a service-based business, is like the most ridiculous, easiest thing you can do in the entire world. Like, and the craziest part is that you don't need that many clients. For example, you only need 20 clients paying $5,000 a month each to make $100,000 a month, aka $1.2 million a year, and that's like almost all profit. Because so it's like, okay, I can either spend a bunch of time trying to do something that doesn't work right now, or I can build a skill set. Like, for example, in your case, like lost it all, but I still have the skill set, aka marketing, Instagram, stuff like that. I can just go out there right now, put on my shoes, go out and go to fucking Olive Garden or like the local mom and pop shop, restaurant, or the gym that's down the street and say, hey, look, I own a marketing agency, and they're like, oh, what results do you have? Assuming you said I lost it all, so I don't have any results. I'm like, right now we're just starting out, but I would love to give you a 2-week trial. If I'm not good at sales, assuming I also lost my sales skills. I was like, how about I just give you a 2-week trial and no risk for you. I just want to provide my value to you and show that this actually works. And if this works, I want a testimonial, and then we keep working together. And they're like, the business owner is going to say yes. They have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain. You are getting results, getting testimonials. It's like, it's as simple as that.
Listen, this episode has been incredible, right? And like we were closing, I asked you that question. Like the whole episode was filled with gems, but I believe literally there's going to be somebody on here that's going to go make 6 or 7 figures with what you just said in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. If they do it, the thing is, like, most people that are hearing this, they don't do it.
That's why I said it's going to be 1 to 2 people who do it. Like, for example, I was listening to Dan Locke.
Yeah.
He was saying how to he was basically saying how to be a high ticket closer. I'm like, hold on. This sounds too simple.
It is.
I went and did what he said. We made like a nice amount of money, right? Listening, I'm like, hold on. You kidding me? But I was that one person who went and actually did it. I ended up, of course, I had him on a podcast. I interviewed him when I met you at ClickFunnels. But I say that to say there's going to be someone here, and I want you to let me or Josue know if that's you. Like,
I know. I would love that.
Like, yo, I listened to the last 5 minutes of the podcast, and that single-handedly changed the direction of my life. Now I'm making $100K a month. I'm making $30K a month. I'm making $10K a month. Because people don't know, like, all you got to do is get resourceful. Like, you can literally go fire your boss and go make something happen. I'm not telling anyone to do that, but guys, there's so many ways now for you to go do it. And he literally just gave you 2 ways that I'm like,
yeah, I'm gonna give him an even better now. Like, people are like, oh, but what happens, like, if I actually lost it all, even my skill, like if I had no idea how to do Instagram marketing, what would I do? I will do exactly the same thing. Why? Because I know I can just be the bridge. So what I would do, let's say, for example, let's say I have a job, right? A McDonald's job. Usually what's that? Like $2,000 a month, assuming I can save $500 a month, right? You're saving a few $100 a month, right? Not that much. That's totally fine. Well, let's assuming I lost my skill set, right? I will do exactly the same thing though. I would just contact local business owners. Assuming I suck at sales skills, I give them a 2-week trial. Well, what do? I will literally just go to their freaking Facebook groups and find somebody that knows how to do ads. And just like, hey, bro, like, I had this client for you. Just like get a freaking like little non-compete contract that you can just copy and paste from Google, like make them sign it. And okay, that way the person right here can jump you over and get the client for you. You are the one controlling the client. But there, basically, you're just like a flow, like a bridge, right?
Yep.
And you're just charging a small fee for being that bridge. And let's say, assuming that the guy right here charges you $1,000 a month, assuming, right? All right, perfect. $1,000 a month. That means what is it? 250 a week. All right, you just saved 500. You have 2 weeks paid. Perfect. You get 2 weeks. You put your freaking money, obviously, to get a 2-week trial for the client, and basically they get a result for the clients. The client then, oh man, like this actually got result. You charge the client $2,000, and you just made your money back plus more, and then you're making like $1,000 a month profit without doing any extra work. And then you use that client to get another client, and then you just like snowballs from there. So you can be resourceful without having anything, even skills. Obviously, you want to develop your skills, but assuming you just want to make money and go out there, you can just build a bridge and just like find ways to connect people. That's something else I also did. Like, for example, at the beginning, I didn't know how to build freaking webinars or all these mumbo jumbo. What I did, I knew somebody that knew how to do it, and I knew somebody that wanted that. And what I did was, so the person that wanted it, yes, of course, we can definitely help you. I always say we can definitely help you. I have partners and people that I work with that can definitely help you and serve you on that. How much would that be? Let me get you back on that. Okay, bro, how much do you charge per here? Like, oh, I would just go back here. How much you charge? Oh, it's $1,000 or $2,000. Okay, perfect. We actually charge typically $6,000, but if you take our package right now, it will be $4,000. Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, here, bro, do it. that's what it.
Crazy, bro. Like, I hope people don't miss this, man. Don't let this go over your head. If you listen to this right now, he just gave you a 6-figure business in a box or 7
without doing the delivery.
Without doing the delivery, without fulfilling, guys.
Yeah. Again, like the thing here is like people gotta be hungry. Like that's the most important thing. You gotta like people are like, oh, but I gotta go out there and talk to people. Oh no, shit. Like, what the heck you think are gonna make money? Like, who do you think has your money? Other people. Like, other people need to take out the wallet and give you their money so you make money. Like,
and the thing that I learned, like a lot of people, like, yo, how you get up and speak? Because when it started generating me income, I'll keep doing it all day. How do you pick up the phone? You just pick it up. Like,
you just like pick it up and you talk like you're talking right now.
When that momentum kicks in, you start generating income. It's like, yo, what else? I can't chill anymore. I'm like, yo, I'm hungry. I gotta go make something happen. Like,
yeah, I gotta get that bread.
yeah. I live by this model, right? It has to work or it has to work. Like, they're my only 2 options. Like, oh, what's the 2 options to making it work? I got 2 for you. It has to work or it has to work. Like, so that's what I live by. But man, this episode has been fire. Please let the people know, 1, how they can stay in touch with you, 2, how they can support you. If you're taking on any client, just share the information now, and I'll also plug it in the show notes.
Sure thing. So if people want to find out a little bit more about me, obviously they can go on Instagram at Pena, P-E-N-A. They can go find me there. And just let me know that you actually heard this and that you're actually going to do this. By the way, don't message me if you're a lazy guy. Like, if you're complaining, like, don't message me. I don't want to talk to you. But if you're actually a go-getter and hungry, like, yes, I will definitely want to talk to you. But on Instagram at Pena, on YouTube, we have also a YouTube channel where we post. If you want to develop your skill set and don't have money, that's the perfect way to go. Josue Pena, just my name. You can search it up. A ton of videos will show up. And let's say you want to take something even further. We actually have a training. It's igboss.com. And we show everything, how you can get started growing, how to get monetizing. And actually, we give the script there to actually close clients. So it's literally a copy and paste script. It's like, you see the webinar, you can obviously at the end, we sell the program, the info product we have, where we have hundreds and hundreds of testimonials. But let's say somebody just wants to get results before they purchase, they can just copy and paste the little script we have in the webinar, post it, and 5 minutes later they make $3,000. Like, I literally had a testimonial of a guy saying like, bro, I did the thing that you said and made $3,000 in 5 minutes. I love it. I'm like, that's pretty cool. So,
man, listen, this new day and age, how you could do things is like incredible.
I know, it's crazy. It's like, obviously, like 10 years ago, this wasn't possible. Like, and for my, my family members and stuff like that, they think that I'm laundering money. Because we're coming from a third world country where you have to like work your butt off for 25 years in order to get like a decent salary and stuff like that. Where now you can just do it online from like the comfort of your home and like even your couch. Yeah, it's a different world. It's a different world. And if you're not taking advantage of it, you're either not understanding or you're purposely being dumb. Like, that's like the only thing. Like, you're purposely being dumb, because if you're hearing this, you obviously have access to the internet. You obviously have a phone. You obviously have all the resources you need in order to make it happen. All comes down to if you are actually going to do it. And I don't want to hear, oh, I'm an introvert. I don't want to hear that, because I'm an introvert too. I consider myself, right? And English is not my first language, so it doesn't matter. And you can do it also in other languages, which is even easier because the market, there's no competition. So,
yeah, man, listen, bro, I'm super proud of you, man. Thanks so much. I know it was only supposed to be 30 minutes. You came on here, dropped fire for an hour straight. But I really believe, I believe this episode is going to be one of those that's going to literally, I'm going to say, change 5 people's lives, right? Because only a few people want to take massive action, but I can assure you what he just told you guys, that's like a college degree right there if you go use it. Like, legit, you can spend an hour listening to this, apply it, and it will literally blow you up. He said he went from 10K a month in 90 days to over 100K a month to 2-3 million last year, guys. This is from literally doing the exact same steps that he just mentioned. So I want to say thank you, brother, for joining me, man. I'm really pumped up. I want everybody to go spam his Instagram at PENA. Like, comment, just share him out. You can also check the show notes. We'll drop in a link to everything he got going on. And with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you guys again for tuning in. I'm going to continue to get some of the most amazing people to bring you value. The reason why we're going to continue to do this, I'm literally calling this a degree for free. You don't hear us selling anything, because a lot of us are going to school to learn from a business professor who doesn't own a business, right? We're going
about it. I have a master's degree in business and I didn't learn anything.
Right. You know what I mean? We're going to go learn from people who aren't in the position we want to be in, right? So my ultimate goal is to go get literally the people who are literally making 6, 7, 8, and 9 figures, who are in the field daily, who are practitioners like Josue, and give you the game. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. We're going to keep giving you immense value and game. But with that being said, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and support my guy here. And with that being said, celebrate the great and have a good day, people.
Thank you very much.